You will be able to learn how to make this beautiful swag for your mailbox, including this beautiful bow on the side and how to attach this to your mailbox. I can't wait to get started. Let's do this. I'm Stephanie Williams with Festive Creations by Stephanie, and here is your supply list for our mailbox swag. Have fun! And today we are going to show you how to make a mailbox swag using a foam block, a variety of florals. We have some pumpkins, we have some ribbon. We're also going to be using some 22 gauge wire and a serrated knife. And let me zoom in for you. So what we're going to do is actually cut this approximately 2 inches in on each edge. And we're going to cut out the center block. Because we don't need a block quite this width, this will actually make 2 pieces. So you can get 2 out of this 7 5/16 square. So in order for us to utilize both, where I have this, I'm going to cut that directly in half. And we're going to use 2. We're going to have 2 pieces. So if you wanted to, you could make your fall and a Christmas one out of the same block. Now, of course, I'm going to save the excess pieces because I'll be able to reuse these in other designs. All right, so we're going to set, we only need 1 of these for today, but if you recall, I'm often telling you to hang on to the wire pieces from your excess floral stems, and this is going to be one of the ways that we're going to use it. I'm actually going to shape one into like a W shape. So this little shape is actually going to be applied on the side because we're going to run our wire through this, and this is going to prevent our wire from pulling through on the styrofoam. So I'm just going to poke a couple of holes through my foam. I'm going to take a piece of floral wire. Now, I'm going to attach this in a 36-inch piece. We're going to take our little W. We're going to run one side in one hole and the other one in the other hole. And we're going to pull those through on the other side. So now, this little wire-shaped form will keep our wire from pulling through the styrofoam. On the other side, I'm just going to give it a little twist here to give it a little security. Now, if you mismeasure and you're not able to wrap this around your mailbox, you can go add and twist onto the end of these and add on to that. So let's do the other side. Cut another 36-inch piece of wire, and I am using the 22 gauge wire for this. poke our holes. With your holes, just don't get them too close to the edge. I've got them about an inch up here. Go ahead and feed this wire through the first hole. And again, pulling it kind of taut, give it a little twist. And now we have our wires on each side to attach it to our mailbox. And there is our base. Okay, so now that we have our base done, I've gotten out a container, which I am using a cardboard box. But if you have a Tupperware or plastic container to turn upside down, something that you can place this on, I'm actually going to turn it over here and attach my wires. If you have something closer to the size of a mailbox, that's even better. But I'm just going to kind of secure it for just a moment so that I can work on it. And another reason that we want to do this is we want it flowing off the edges of our mailbox. So you need it lifted up off of your work surface to do so. Now we're going to start adding to it. Also too, if you are not sure about your little W's coming out, you can go and put a spot of glue on there if you don't feel like that's snug enough, or if you think they're going to wiggle around. But let's start adding some decorations to this. And depending on what you particularly want, I'm going to dissect my leaves. And again, I'm going to hang on to these long stems, what's left over from. So let's begin by adding some greenery, in this case, leaves. It's best to use your least expensive florals for the filler. So, for example, these bushes were $3 a piece at Walmart. We're going to add a couple of pumpkins to our design. Now, you can use the green floral sticks to add the pumpkins, or more cost effective is use some of these wire stems that you have from your floral pieces that you just cut up. Your pumpkins, I typically will poke a starter hole in this first. And I'm going to go in at an angle, and I'm going to insert my wire into there. It's easier to insert this when it has the hot glue on it, because the glue actually helps melt the styrofoam. And you can get a little more secure in there. There it is. Okay. And I went in at an angle on purpose. So we'll let those dry. All right, so for this, for your bow, I'm actually going to go off the side of my design with my bow. So we're going to have tails kind of hanging down. That. Now, with this wire, this is super, super thin. So I always recommend starting out with your 26 gauge wire to add to this bow. Because we don't want that to break, and then we're going to attach it to that floral wire or that floral stem. Okay, so we're going to take our green floral wire. I'm actually going to use the wire that's on it and kind of wrap around my green floral wire. And then I'm going to take that wire and wrap it around here, the green floral stick, and attach it that way. Get my bow all fluffed out. All right, let's set that off to the side and let's get busy on the swag here for our mailbox. Bring that back front and center, and we're going to start adding some more stuff. Before I add a whole lot of filler, though, I do want to add a couple of focal pieces. So our pumpkins are going to go in here, and I'm going to look for a contrasting spot to add the pumpkins, and I want to bring those out towards the front of my design. This is actually my front. And of course I want it visible from all sides. Then for the center here, we're actually going to take a sunflower and add that into the center. So now we've got our rule of three. We've got our sunflower and the two pumpkins making our triangle shape in our design. Now I can go back and add some more filler. I wanted to get those placed first before I filled too much. front. And I'm just going to keep adding filler. So we have some of these fall flowers. These are actually from the spring and summer. And I chose a little more orange because I knew that my leaves were mostly yellow. So it kind of brings out the variety in shades here. Okay guys, we have finished our design, and I'd say he came out pretty darn good. So this is hanging off to the side, and again, we'll be able to take those wires that we have wrapped around my box right now and attach that to our mailbox. And then again, if you want to add ribbon to it, to cover that up or make it wrap around there, you can attach those once you get it to the mailbox, or pre-attach it if you'd like and measure it out and have it pre-hanging. But I think he turned out pretty nice. What do you guys think? Let's take it off of my box here. And of course, I'm going to hang on to it while I do that. And there we go. Swag. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, feedback, comments, please feel free to message me at festivecreationsbystephanie@gmail.com. And as always, like us on Facebook at Festive Creations by Stephanie. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial.